Hey, beautiful people. Let's quickly talk about travel. I know some of you might think you don't need this, but you might need it later. In talking about a lot of different things, it's important to know that leisure is also good. And in dealing with leisure, it's also important to know the easiest path to get it done. And sometimes all it takes for certain things to basically come forth as you experience in five senses is as simple as your basic awareness of it, and the dominoes effect begins to take place. As much as you study and you learn about things and you plan to be safe and you plan to be competent, also plan to be free. Patron posts and videos like these are posted here and there to let you know the world is your home. The world is a very big place and it is fun and loving. Instead of telling your children about how the Etruscans were the same ones as the Levites in the Bible and how they are the predecessors of the Roman Empire, where your children will now be reading it in some book in history class where information is redacted and there are different additions to the book, just take them to Tuscany and Lazio. Let them see the actual architecture that's still there. Let them breathe the air. Let them see the flowers. Let them feel the essence of that actual place where those people actually domiciled, handled their affairs, stepped in, breathed in, had fun. Instead of speaking about the Colosseum that's edited in some cute textbook that the children have to pay for and then get some more loans from school, take them to the Colosseum itself. Have them listen to the language of what the people speak there now and go to historians there in that area and educate them live in action rather than some speculation in some textbook that's limited to some curriculum that some people who don't have the best interest of your children based on the Rockefeller School of Education, which we'll discuss in this video on YouTube, don't have the best interest of your children in heart when it comes to education and their forward motion and competence of how the world works. Instead of all those role-playing stuff at school to which your children will not even retain because there's social influence of their peers, they probably don't like their teacher, the methodology of the teacher disseminating information to your children is not the way your child's mind works. So now your child doesn't even retain all that information. Instead of all that torture to your children, take them there to those actual locations. There's an old phrase that says, tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and I learn. See, when you involve people in experiences of learning, they actually remember it. It becomes one with them. Especially children, when you involve them, the most valuable thing you can give to them is involvement. Not telling them I love you, not tell them I'm your father, so you should listen, or I'm your mother, you're supposed to listen to adults, so and so. Involve them in activities. It gets embedded into their neural pathways of their identity and who they are. They might not see the benefit as a child, but in the long run, once you are long gone, they will benefit from it. Involve them in these things, not only just history, but other things like language, diversity. That thing is very important to a mind. The reason why most people suffer is because they don't have enough diversity in their state of mind. They are limited. An erroneous thought form is the same thing as limitation. In other words, if your mind is limited as to how things work based on formal school curriculum that they're meant to teach you for just 2 days, and then you get a test, and then you get the punishment reward system of GPA and grades, instead of all that crap, just involve the children and have them go through the first-hand knowledge and experience. And not just only for your children, you also, you need it. No matter how old you think you are, you need these experiences. If you've ever wondered why and how some people go into European countries and they make videos about it today and then tomorrow they're in another place, and then another month they're in another place, then they go to certain types of Africa and they're in different places, here's how they do it. You can do the same thing as what I'm here to tell you, as with anything else. European Commission, there's something called a Schengen Agreement. In summary, Schengen are signatories or nation state members of said European Union. And no, that thing called diplomatic passport are not obtained unless you are formally recognized as a diplomat that belongs to a sovereign body politic. If anyone is feeding you something about having a diplomatic passport or saying you can get the same without letting you know that you have to be recognized as a diplomat under a sovereign body politic internationally, then they're lying to you and feeding you false hope. The same quote government that people are planning to run away from are the same advantage and benefit to which people are running to. It's either people are schizophrenic or confused. Diplomats and all the benefits thereof do not exist unless one formally works for a sovereign body politic, a government. And that government has to have all the attribute that a nation state does, starting from population to military might to resource, so on and so forth. Again, if someone is feeding you some trash that they have some diplomatic passport, or that if you fill out this a certain way that you get a diplomatic passport, they are lying to you. It's either that, and if they say they have one, then that means they are that quote agent that people speak of, and they are feeding you some BS. That thing called a non-citizen national passport, I'll be very forthcoming with you. All these people pushing it, which is good also, there's nothing wrong with that because it has its advantage. But some people just make it sound too good than it is. Just they're upselling it. The reality is it does not give you diplomatic status. The reality is it does not put you on the do not detain list. That's not how you get on the do not detain list. The reality is it does not necessarily make you a quote state citizenship or bring you back into a state, whatever it is. It's as simple as this. It's a metadata. That explanatory statement is a metadata that is embedded into the barcode of the passport, whether it's the book version or it's the card version. It's a metadata based on what you place there. That's why you have to be very careful. Someone scans that passport and sees the metadata attached to it, and you put a bunch of BS that sounds good, they're going to classify you under something that you don't want to be in. There's going to be a red flag on you if you don't do it the proper way. If you're going on speculation and just typing some papers and sending it along with a DS-11. Don't let people destroy your lives in a subtle way that you don't realize. You might get that passport and be happy now, but you don't know what tomorrow holds, and you don't know the ramification of what you put on pen and paper. That is extremely difficult to reverse. This is the age of technology. You can be tracked without someone physically following you, some vehicle like they do back in the days with detectives. Most people go to these people and put themselves in a list that tells them, hey, look, put me on one of those Patriot Act lists. And to them, they're happy, they're joyful, skipping around saying, I'm on a do not detain list. Stop lying to yourself about how reality works. Someone out there is selling you misrepresentation without explaining the details of why you do it, how you do it, and the true purpose. They are setting you up, and you need to be very careful. Most people are not aware of this reality. So European Union is a body politic where the complete 27-minute videos on the Patreon page. As always, remember, no one owes you time, no one owes you energy, no one owes you explanation. Everything in this preview has been sufficiently placed in a manner and in such a details whereby you can now go ahead and do your independent research. Till next time, take care. Best of luck.